Here we are again. We are still live.
Hey guys.
We are still alive.
Alive?
Yes.
What do you mean?
That's why we're here. We're not dead. We're alive.
Okay.
We are here.
That's kind of weird.
Hello, Stephen Andrews 2 and Stephen Andrews 1.
Oh, I got it.
Hmm?
I got it. It's going to take it from the live.
Oh, nice. United, it tells you something you don't already know.
Let me put on my phone. Put it on live chat.
Yeah. Just in case the Ebola comes in.
Or Paco Alpha, apparently.
Okay, we're ready.
Why would it ban Paco Alpha?
I don't know. Maybe he did something bad. I don't know. It all depends what they do, not us. When it blocks them.
Well, they got finals here.
Hello, buddy. How are you doing this evening? We took a walk today around a big park. That video will come out for the members maybe next Friday, maybe the Friday after. Maybe we'll do it every 2 weeks. We're going to see. Hello, Josh. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see what works out here because we seem to be making like 45-minute videos, which we don't do on the cars. And I don't know who's going to sit through a 45-minute video, but at least it was interesting.
Paco Alpha's here.
Hola, Paco.
Gentlemen, it's good to be here. Andrew says, instantly after DDG is out.
Yep.
Paco Alpha says, hola, que andamos listos para el pase de lista presente.
Perfecto.
Andrew says, hi, Mrs. and Mrs. Mexican Spec. Oh, hi, Mrs. Spec and Mrs. Mexican Spec. I always think Mrs. when it's MS.
It's capital MS.
Though. I'm sorry.
Hello, Steven. So did Jamie get out on time or did he run a little long? That's why I put mine for 8:15 to give him an extra 15-minute cushion in case he goes long. Did everybody ask about Perky and his comments?
Perky?
Yeah. Buddy Carfano says going down to 40 degrees tonight. That would feel good.
Yeah.
We'd like that here.
Dean says like Dean's here and it says like 2.5 has arrived. Be ye blessed.
We are blessed, Dean. Welcome. It would be nice to have some cool weather.
Josh says he ran long.
Because when there's cool weather outside, the cats like to come and sleep with me. But since it's been so warm, they go find their own little nook or cranny wherever they can find a little bit of coolness, and I'm just in the bed by myself.
Yeah.
This here is just like Lester's car, but worse.
Worse.
Obviously, it wasn't a well taken care of car with the weird tires and the wheels that probably shouldn't be on it. But it is an elite white, does not have near the options that Lester's car has.
Dean says, of course I don't let it corn. What do you mean you don't let it corn?
Corn and one kiwi hidden in there. Don't think I wasn't gonna see that.
Stray Bullet is here.
Hello, Stray Bullet.
Stray Bullet.
That's a weird color in that car. But no power windows, no power locks, no power seat, no power anything in this car like Lester's car has.
Barry Good is here.
Hello, Barry.
So it's too cold to use the pool.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We don't have a pool. If I had a pool, I wouldn't have a place to park my cars in the backyard. I would probably just cover the pool anyway and park the cars on top of that.
No, I want a pool. Jesus was standing in his field.
Your field of corn?
Oh, Steven, I'm so sorry.
Aw. Was it an old cat or did something bad happen? That stupid steering wheel.
This is Barracuda was ever better. Better.
Better. Yeah, if I get an elite like this, I want it fully loaded like his car was.
Mm.
Completely loaded. Why buy the top of the line car if it has no options?
Barracuda is we call him Kiwi fruit here.
I'm not going to tell you what I call it.
No, stop.
This one is easy to find the original wheels to it. I don't know why people put wheels like this on a Mustang. I don't get it.
Josh says that it's not good. Firefly is here, and they're gnawing on a pretzel.
Hey, Vilefly, I have pretzels in the other room, gluten-free pretzels.
I have,
And I'm saving them because they're not in the store anymore.
what do you call these buns? No,
They're rolls. It's a roll.
I'm eating rolls with cream cheese inside.
Mm.
Dean says, dang, Steven Andrews, as a colony cat master, I feel your pain. Okay, good evening, all. Believe in yourself is here.
Hello, Believe.
Hey, Believe.
Good to see you again today.
Please say hello, Mr. and Mrs. Spec and chat. Fernando says, we don't know. She was only about 6 years old.
Wow.
Okay.
She must have had some kind of disease or something.
Yeah. Pablo says, I was craving salt. Yeah.
These are usually sold in Walmart, but they haven't been in there in a long time. So I'm eating them slowly.
Oh, there.
The pretzels that I have. There's about a quarter of a bag left.
Dean says, Salisbury has many red flags and is widely regarded by consumer watchdogs and online shoppers as an untrustworthy scam adjacent website.
Never heard of it. What do they do?
I'm assuming sell stuff.
Got to be careful who you give your information to on the website, on the web. There's untrustworthy and scam adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
Not the scammers, but the scam adjacent.
Dean says, kiwi equals Salisbury.
Oh.
Pablo says, the gluten-free corn dogs are sold at Hy-Vee.
How do they have gluten-free corn dogs? What is the coating on it?
Cornmeal?
Yeah, but they usually add something on it. You know, it's got to stick together.
Dean says, AI misinformation.
Oh.
Believe says, I got cast in a film about a bakery. It's not a huge part, just a small role.
That's what you're eating.
Yes.
Yep.
Barracuda says, do you like Buja mix? Where's Buja mix?
I don't know.
Simrando says she was a bit plump, not very active. Found her under a dresser. Mosquito.
Don't see it.
I've never seen a mosquito type.
Don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of those. This truck you're looking at here. This is one of these Broncos in Mexico that's two-wheel drive that they never sold in the U.S. This is actually a carryall with a Bronco package on it. So this thing would freak people out in the U.S.
Babla says cornmeal coated dogs. So just a different binder besides flour.
Okay.
Probably eggs. Yeah. Jan says, I've seen a few Punjabis I like, but Mrs. Ecstasy says meat.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm starting a Facebook group for each type of vehicle I sell, so I can post them on there for sale, and then people can randomly find them on there for sale or join the groups or whatever. I'm gonna see how that pans out because the group for these carryalls here, they won't post my vehicles anymore. I don't know what they're scared of.
Uncle Doug is here.
Hello, Uncle Duck.
Uncle Doug says 4x2 Bronco is sacrilege.
Not necessarily. They sold two-wheel drive Ram Chargers. They sold two-wheel drive C5 Blazers. So it's just something that, you know, it could be lowered. It could be, you know, made to look like those other ones. Most of them are still 4-wheel drive, Uncle Duck.
Barracuda asks, Vichy Russian? In his ecstasy?
You're just teasing me because I can't eat that.
Do you like cream cheese?
I don't know. Never had it.
I think you would.
Well, I don't want to know because then I'll be buying it at the store and it's not cheap.
It's cheap enough.
That one doesn't have a door; it just has a cap on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That must be from a cheaper conversion company.
Shouldn't the door be on this side?
Although I do like the way the back here angles up a little bit,
Gas door.
but it does not have the little door to get to the top.
I was thinking door, not gas door.
No, the gas door.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Joshua says probably don't want to admit that their vehicles are junk.
Who?
Topos Braden is here.
Hello, Braden.
Hey, Braden. Did you change your image? Or did I just never notice?
I think he did.
Firefly says gluten-free hamburger buns are insanely priced. So Flyaway gets gluten-free bread from Aldi's. It's decent quality, better than the oat-based bread others sell. Didn't I heard that Aldi's gluten-free bread was full of air, full of holes inside? Topos Braden says
Gluten-free bread here costs 2 to 3 times more than regular bread, so it's not any cheaper. And we don't have gluten-free hamburger buns anyway.
no. Topos Braden says I have shrooms, I have everything. Excuse me.
One day he'll grow out of that.
Okay.
See where the hood is on this car?
Mm.
That's a huge red flag.
Mm.
It's a nice looking car, though. Nice looking car. Just have to look at the details. And it needs bigger tires. Why do people put tiny little tires on these cars?
Princess, I had 4 pieces of mushroom chocolate. What's mushroom chocolate?
Edible? Inedible?
Maybe. Buffalo says the hamburger buns are a luxury for sure. Yeah.
Well, they don't sell anything like that here. It's not a huge business here. Although every time Walmart puts out, the gluten-free bread, it's gone.
Yeah.
Quickly.
You would think that us being a small town, we wouldn't have people with gluten intolerance or celiac disease, but we do apparently.
Yeah, there's people.
But this mushroom chocolate, you. Uncle Doug says, "Yup, 15 inches."
I mean the actual tires. They put really small tires on those rims, and there's so much room. Probably because he just found some used tires that were cheap.
It has
What?
police.
Yeah, but it's amber.
Believe says Barfly can always use lettuce for the buns. It's a thing. Yeah.
Not for me, it isn't.
Yeah, it's not for everyone. Barfly says,
That's what Carl's Jr. tries, and no.
Overbuilt automotive is here.
Hello, Overbuilt.
This is cool old car.
Yep. Has a Plymouth Valori front end and a Dodge Diplomat. Diplomat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Diplomat rear end. Just mix and match your parts. And they sold it like that until 1982, when in '83 the Dart Ks took over everything. The K cars took over everything.
Brendan says, how do people like to take their
Psilocybin?
Mushroom. I don't know what that is.
We don't do that.
We don't take them.
No.
Chevrolet says, I'm too old to do that. I don't know what it is. So it says, Spec could bake some gluten-free bread and hamburgers and hot dogs. I've tried. It's not that easy. I do have a recipe that I would like to try. Remind me to put after this is done. Remind me I need to write down some ingredients on the list.
Okay, but the gluten-free flour was 165 pesos.
I don't need flour. Remind me to put ingredients in the.
Okay.
Barclays says that the tiny tires are to improve the gear ratio for some more pep.
I don't think that was the reason Biofly in a slant six, three on the tree. I really don't.
Barclays says poor man's regearing.
Regearing, yeah.
Barclays says I used to do that at the track strip. Well, the drill is here.
Hello, Will.
Will says, good evening. That's a nice Mexican Chevy Chevelle.
It is. It's very clean for a base model car. And I really like the less than base model wheel hubcaps on it, because if you find a full set that are in good condition, it's a miracle because they dent so easily. They're so thin. The metal is so thin on them. It's amazing when you find them in good condition.
Braden says, I gotta do a walk around for you guys on my car yet. I just got a 2017 Lincoln Mark C
MKZ.
MKZ hybrid 2.9, and then he corrects 2.0.
Oh, yeah, 2.0. Okay.
Stray Bullet says, I recommend booty bumping them, Braden. What?
You don't want to know.
Yeah. Okay.
MKZ. Is that the SUV? I don't know what the letters mean. Which one did we look at in 2013, the big one? MKS? Was that an MKS, the big one? The big Lincoln? Not the Continental, the one next one down.
I don't remember. Bullet Drill says, I've been wondering how many of those were V8 swapped.
Very few in Mexico. People don't even bother doing that. They did come. They did come with a 350 in the Landau. You could get the 350 and automatic on the floor. You know, the fully loaded car. But I don't think people are taking six cylinders out and putting V8s in. Very, very few of them here.
Brendan says, oh my god, does my car have luxury everything? It's got AC and heated seats. It's got AC seats.
Is this your first luxury car, Braden?
Dean says, MTX Mercury Marquis.
That would be manual transmission Mercury Marquis.
Hey, babes. Oh, you're not meowing today. Okay, I see. Are you mad?
You've got food in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got ham in it. And you're not giving any up.
Babes. Oops, sorry, the microphone's right there. I shouldn't be throwing kisses. Come here. Try it. You like it, I promise.
It's more bread than ham.
It's not. It's more cheese than ham.
Dean Stevenson and LX Ford LTD
Compacto
Intermediate.
I'm not gonna eat it. You already licked it.
Yes. Okay. So it's an SUV, a Lincoln SUV. I can picture it in my head.
He left me with licked food on my hand.
Yeah. You have a trash can right over there. In 2013, we asked the Ford dealer here to bring a Lincoln. I think it was an MKS, the big one, from their stop yelling, from their dealership in Culiacan, and they brought it out, and we went and drove it and everything, and I liked the car, but then I stood to the back of the car, and the right tail light was misaligned from the trunk.
You mean the one you were driving with Chris in the back?
Yeah.
I wasn't there with you, so I wouldn't know.
Okay, well then you don't have to answer my questions. So I was thinking, if I buy a car like this, every time I go out and look at the car, I'm going to see the misalignment of the taillight in the trunk. So there's no way I can buy a car like that.
Where did you left the chat?
Let's see. Braden, yes. Dean Stevenson, Auto AOD. Dean Stevenson. Oh, that one. Sorry. MTX and LX 8485. Dean Stevenson. D misinformation.
Yeah, misinformation.
Dean Intelligence. Hello, Thunderbird. How you doing?
Thunderbird says, good evening, fellow humans. Trouble says, I missed my Spec food video review. Food review video. It's on the members channel.
Oh, yeah. You have to become a member to see that.
Says,
it was 41 minutes.
It was 35?
I don't know.
It was between 35 and 40
we recorded 41 minutes. I don't know what it was after that.
Babla says, Thunderbird's here. Orabel says, darn it, AI deletes comments that are just normal conversations. That's silly to do. Bullet Drill says, Ricardo has something to say. Yeah, I opened food, and he just clicked it and left it alone.
And he won't shut up.
I don't have anything else.
He thinks he's entitled to our food, and
No,
he's not.
I offered you. You said no.
I give it to him anyway, but he's not entitled to it.
Dan says I pressure washed my
Hello,
muffin
Dan.
today. Hi
Good
Dan.
evening.
Sorry. Dan says I pressure washed my muffin today and no primer or filler flew off. I'm getting pretty close to being ready for paint.
Well, that's good. That's a good outcome.
Dean says pick. All messages overbuilt.
Well, it says live chat. Yeah, at the top.
And on mine says all messages.
No, live chat.
All messages.
Yeah, but live. You have top chat and live chat. You have to choose live chat.
Anyway. Um Thunderbird says Danny Boy, what year Mustang you got? Willie Drill says I love seeing that Mexican through a two block. Showbully says I live in California, I'm broke. Uncle Doug says, what a fun video. Thank you. Dan says,
We just recorded another one today, Uncle Duck. We went to our big park over here. It's the big park in the city, and we recorded a whole lot of things and people and kids, and yeah, it's a long one, but it's a nice place. It's a nice place to be.
Dan says, Thunderbird, this one's an 05 GT. Fastback, premium 5 speed, 3.55
One.
to 1. I also have an 88 GT convertible.
If his car was dark red, it would be the car that we had.
Pablo says, oh, I hate that promo bumper on that Nissan.
It's easily changed though. The 720 bumpers are all over the place.
Dean says, it's almost impossible to see stray bullet unless you are on messages.
Yeah, that's true, because he's been a bad boy somewhere else.
Mark Sobe is here.
Hello, Mark.
Mark Sobe says, hola muchachos. Let me see. Orville says, I love Cosmo tires. I installed 10 Plymouth Cat on Land Cruiser, FJ60, 285, 7R17s. They look great and traction is better than more pricey options I have used. Win-win.
Good. Stick with tires that you like.
Thunderbird says, nice. My sister had an original purple Mustang V6. I think it was 96. Overbuild says, nice Nissan. A+++.
They're very hard to find, though, the ones that were built into carryalls. So I'm going to be publishing that one at some point soon. I got to ask more questions about it, though.
Uncle Doug says, oh, nice. I like the cultural exposure. It's refreshing.
Yeah, at the end of this video, we were on the way out, and we were sitting on swings. And these two little girls came over. They're hearing us speak English. So I got up out of the swing, and one of them took my swing and was swinging next to Mrs. Spec. So I turned the camera on her, and she's like swinging, a lot, really, high up and back. Because if you go off one side, you hit a tree. You go off another side, they had a metal bench there. So, we finish recording and everything, and I go to her like adios, and she's like waving at the camera.
Danny Boy says, that bumper is awful. Gonna grill a burger tomorrow. Wildfly, and I picked up some Wilbur. Sorry. I'm gonna
Horseradish
sauce. I had some Kroger branded last year. Shawula says, YouTube was making it very difficult for me to post comments on live streams. They are still deleting my comments randomly.
Dean says, I'll send lawyers. Guns and money, stray bullet.
Bapla says, nice, Danny boy. Shawula says, they don't allow me to use the F word anymore.
You're supposed to be able to after 8 seconds in a video.
Mark says, say hey to Dean. Thunderbird says, somebody probably saw Cold War Motors video of Aldon Auto Salvage. Had never heard of it before then. Only like 30 minutes from me. Turns out a friend of mine is good friends with the owners.
Really? Because Scott said the owners were like in their late 90s, and they've just had enough of what it is.
Pablo says, hot burgers tonight, but they were freezer burned. Hamburger prices went nuts lately. Chevrolet says, we're going to need them, Dean.
We haven't even looked at ground beef prices in how long?
Yeah, very long.
It's been well over a year.
Overbill says, kids are a blessing to some people. Dan says, I got some Lara's lean for $9.99 pound tonight.
We bought. I go to a chicken place down here. That's all they do is sell chicken and chicken related stuff. So I got 4 breasts that were flattened, and then I got 10 wings, and it was 259 pesos. So I don't think that was too bad. The exchange rate is about 17.25 if you want to figure out how much that was. So that's enough for 8 meals with the breasts and 2 more for the wings. So that's 10 meals for 250 pesos. So not bad at all.
Uno's here,
Hello, Uno.
and
No,
they say no boo.
Nobu, great.
They said no boo until Tuesday. The booing starts Tuesday. Well, we don't have live streams on Tuesday, so.
No, no, we don't.
Dean says, I agree. Blessed is he whose quiver is full of them. Arrows?
Blessed are the people that get to go home to their house, and then the kids go home to their house.
Will the Drill says, I don't think I fully explained why I want a year's watching Mexican blog from a Mustang besides more performance. Dean
No, I
says,
understand. You want a stronger block so you can build it.
sorry. Dean says, to Uno, I haven't said who yet. Uno says, what's chicken related stuff? You mean turkeys?
No, like
No,
the seasonings and barbecue sauce and all kinds of other sauce. But
like,
the only meat they sell is the chicken and everything that came out of a chicken.
Chicken related cuts like chicken wings and chicken legs
and everything that came inside the chicken.
And like cordon bleu. They also check cordon bleu.
They create a whole bunch of stuff and chicken balls and stuff like that. But if you go to places like Walmart, any store, there's no wings because all of the wings go to the wing restaurants. But this is one of the few places you can go and they have wings in stock. So I do like the wings.
Pablo says, "Oh, it reminds me, need to brine the chicken this week." Trebole says, "You can put some power to those blocks." Well, Uno says, "Mrs. I still need some 4-bolt, 4-spoke Volkswagen Beetle wheels."
I have a set here. It's kind of far from where you are though. 4-spoke, 4-spoke, 4-spoke. Those aren't stock wheels, are they?
Dean says, "That's the blessing of grandkids, Missing Inspector. Hype them up and send them home."
Exactly. Exactly. It's payback on the kids for making your life hell for 18 years.
Overbill says 5.39 ground chuck and at Yugo. I like that small discount chain here and in Tennessee and
surrounding states probably.
Thunderbird says the current owner is 86, I think. Bought it off his uncle. It's completely mind blowing how many classic cars there are and only a fraction of what there used to be. Literally dozens of classic cars.
Yeah, but they won't be there for long.
Overbill says I only buy it here the big chain Walmart Kroger grows meat.
Understandable.
Chickens with balls are roosters.
Well, when you grind chicken into balls, they're chicken balls.
They're meatballs, but like chicken, made out of chicken.
The main reason is I want to have more fun with my car. I really want to beat on her, but I don't want to do that with the original engine. I don't want to hurt the original engine, which is understandable.
Ian says, don't wing the wrong number.
Don't wing the wrong number.
Dan says, I prefer drumsticks to breast.
Drumstick or breast.
I prefer a drumstick or breast.
Well, everybody likes chicken wings, and we put them in the oven with the barbecue sauce on it, and they come out really good.
Thunderbird says, oh no, do you also do drywall?
You added an also.
Because of the Uno also. Do you do drywall? Sorry. Dan says something wrong.
Something wrong.
Hi. A ver, dilos tú pues, vale.
You have to read what's on there. It's a joke.
Believe says, I'm a thingman. Thaiman. Uno says, Cracker 4-spokes. Very rare, but very Mexican.
Really? That's interesting. If you don't shut up, I'm going to shut you up.
Thunderbird says, no, good with Thunderbird. Overbill says, the Uno fried rooster balls.
We too low.
Butterfly says, I also need to get back into making meat. Triple says, I never see any sales in the meat department anymore. Yeah.
When there is, the meat is old. They just need it out of there.
The other day we happened.
Meat is awesome. Save the English.
Huh?
You have to read down the list before you start talking.
Yeah, I was making him a comment.
Well, the whole thing's gonna go.
It was related to the message that I just read. The Baja says it's cheaper than brewing beer. Thunderbird says I found a rare 4.29 there. Might grab it when I have some spare change. Gotta buy the whole vehicle. Joel says I've been getting pretty good deal on carne asada from one of the local Mexican restaurants. Very tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Arabelle says Rooster Mountain oysters. Believe says I sometimes make my own chicken nuggets using chicken thighs and shake and bake.
Oh, I love shake and bake, but I can't eat it anymore, and they don't have it here anyway.
Uno says bang ding out. Uno says kick the chicken now. How dare you? There's another chicken roosting in my backyard, by the way.
I didn't tell anybody about the first one.
Well, there's two chickens still roosting in my backyard now.
One's in the trunk of my Buick.
They're not roosting. They're hatching their
eggs.
Yeah. Dan says holy. Dean says the need for me.
Trademark.
Need for speed is trademark. Firefly says try brewing beer one time. Overcomplicated ingredient list. Finicky recipe too. Dan says the cat is still going apeshit tonight. Yep. I'm not saying that one.
He's on the bed now, closing his eyes, because if he doesn't, I'm gonna close his eyes for him.
Dan says Gato Spec is all amped up.
Gato Spec.
Dean says I Apollo 13 Aegis.
If he's Gato Spec, he's Gato Spec 2. Gato Spec 2.
Pablo says then a house guest contaminated it during the Halloween party. Oh, that sucks. Pablo says something wrong. Uno says let's sacrifice the chicken to the hockey gods. If I'm sacrificing to something, I'm sacrificing it to my pot. And it says I'll be some tiny one. No, me estoy moviendo. Tengo calor. No me das al aire con this white chair.
Mm-hmm.
Another reason why I turned my back. Ay, pobrecito.
Stop being cute. Stop it.
Ay, pobrecito. No te voy a dar nada, ya te ofrecí, no quisiste.
Dean says, a song by one of the members of ABBA. I know there's something gotcha on. Gotching. Going on.
Jennifer says, how's everyone's weather? We are getting like 5 days of rain here. Definitely some flooding.
Pack it up and send it down, Thunderbird, because we're hot here. We're hot enough where the cats don't want to sleep in the bed with me at night.
We're expecting a lot of heat this summer.
Yeah.
We're going to go up to 45 Celsius probably.
Like 110, I think. Something like that.
Uno says sacrificial chicken dinner winner. Barfla says 2-week fermenting time for beer, 1 year for meat. 1 year? I don't have the patience. I'll probably forget about it.
Or the space.
Orbel says cats are a mess. Love them. I got 7. I just rescued 3 more in the last month. 2 were a must. I must take house cats. Lady got new landlord. Assad with lots of new rules. So I got 2 cats. Dean says Friday something going on. She was obviously paranoid. Dan says Akanita Fox. I can what? Uno says is that a pointer or Passat?
It would be called a Passat in some countries. In the U.S., it was called a Quantum. In Mexico, it's called a Corsair. But in Mexico, it only has a 4-cylinder engine. In other countries, it has the 5-cylinder Audi engine in it.
Dean says, I got rain today, and we always get it on Quinn's birthday. Chevrolet says, a Volkswagen Fox. I haven't seen one in decades.
It is not a fox. I would never put a fox on here.
Huh.
Garbage, garbage, garbage.
Our bill says rain all week here in Kingston, Tennessee. Our
Hmm.
Butler says there are some quick needs recipes where the quality suffers.
Well, then you don't want that meat that recipe.
Mm-hmm. Dean says, oops, King's birthday. King's birthday. Thunderbird says 45. Wow, that's hot. Now it is humid there or dry. Humid.
Humid, humid.
75% humid.
Yeah, at least.
Dan says, I try meat. Buffalo says, when brewing meat, it's important to forget about it and leave it the hell alone, or you'll ruin it. I guess, but would you forget it for like 2, 3, 4 years? Dean says, what Danny Poister said. Trevor says, do they allow you to distill whiskey vial? Dan says, I like this Maverick.
It's a, what do they call it? A sleeper. You would never expect a car that looks like that with all the chrome trim and everything, or the stainless trim, to have the 302 with a 4-speed in it.
Pablo says, yep. Uno says, wait, Dean is English? Makes sense, nobody understands what they say, but the language is still called English. Barfla says, whiskey requires a burnt oak barrel. Dean says, niet, Danny Boyster, the other one. Our Bill says, I like Maverick like to own one like wait. I like Maverick like to own one like in the pig, and also a 74 style Celica be even sweeter.
Unfortunately, we don't have Celicas here, so you'd have to find that somewhere. Maybe JDM, maybe in Japan.
Bafla says those are crazy expensive. Uncle Doug says same, like the Maverick. Dean says increase one. Uno says, wait, what fox are you talking about?
The Volkswagen Fox. It was garbage. A friend of mine went to the dealer when those were out. What was it, 88 or something? And the mechanic came up to her and said, really softly, sell the car before it gets to 35,000 miles. Do not keep it after 35,000 miles because the car just won't make it.
Dean says, I'm very good at it. So Willie says they're kind of expensive vial. Pablo says a sheet for making whiskey is using burnt oak barrel pellets. Thunderbird says, how do you folks cool down?
We have fans in the house.
Yeah,
We haven't turned the air on yet.
We keep like covers over the windows so the sun doesn't come in much, and we have fans on the house. And when it gets unbearable, we turn on the AC.
And our blood is very thin.
Yeah,
we're used to it. It's been years and years and years the same, so it's nothing new.
I lost my.
Stray Bullet says, I always thought it would be fun to make barrels.
You have a weird way of thinking about fun. Pablo says there are French oak and English oak scorched pellets. Uncle Doug says the Maverick is so light all about sideways, especially with a lock rear end.
Yep.
Locker rear end.
But too many people in the U.S. see the Maverick as an economy car because they came with the inline six and were basically base models. That wasn't the case in Mexico. Every one of them had a V8, and almost every one of them had the 4-speed manual. The early ones, the Falcon Mavericks in 1970 and 71, had a 3 on the tree and a 289 under the hood. But after that, it was all 4 on the floor with a 302 under the hood. So it was not an economy car at all. It was Mexico's pony car or muscle car.
Dean says Frida from ABBA was Norwegian born and not OEM Swedish. Annie Frida Lindsten. Thunderbird says it's gotten to 45 once I remember here, but it's a dry heat, so good and bad. But the hot, dry air is very hard to breathe and it dries your nose.
Yes,
Yeah. That's why I have problems when we travel sometimes because we go to drier places, not necessarily dry places, but drier places, and my nose is not used to it, so it starts bleeding. But it says, kills me that we actually drink alcohol wash varnish from oak. Well, Uncle Doug says, what a price range for a Maverick like that?
They're going to be anywhere from 12 to 15,000. delivered into the US, because people are not giving these things away cheap.
No.
A nice one here is well into the six digits, well past 100,000 pesos, and then we have to add on the transport and everything.
Yeah.
It's really hard to find. I could probably find one for less, but then we'd have to do a paint job and we'd have to do everything. So when you see a black one like that looks that good, it's either original like that or somebody did a hell of a job on the bodywork and paint, because you can see everything on a black car.
Orville says DIY swap cooler would work where you're all at to get a cold air thing going on. Too humid here. DIY swap cooler. What is that?
No, a swamp cooler does not work here. It's
Oh,
too
the swamp
Yeah,
cooler?
it's too
No,
it's too humid.
no.
It doesn't work in humid weather.
That works on Sonora because they are dry. But no, it is humid here. So you would literally wake up with your walls covered in water. Literally, they've tried it. They sell them here.
Hmm.
It is not good. Um, Uncle Doug says, "Oh, I understand the slipper of it." Orville says, "High school friend's dad has 4 or 5 Mavericks grabbers in a barn. Guy loves them." Dean says, "Big green head and also pigs." Dan says, "Say what you want about ABBA, but they made some very well crafted songs."
Yep. And nobody at the beginning knew that they were lip syncing,
Yeah,
in their songs, because they didn't, or not that lip syncing, but they were saying the words phonetically
yeah.
because they didn't know English. They didn't know what they were saying.
Uncle Doug says, "That's not too terrible." Uncle Doug says, "Exactly."
Yeah, you can get a really nice one for around that price, but people take care of the cars here, and it's most of the places don't have rust, so you're not dealing with rust buckets to begin with. I mean, if you buy one that in the US that needs rust repair, how much is the body shop going to charge you for all of that? That's the way you got to figure it.
Thunderbird says, "Okay, so imagine this. I've experienced -40 to +40. So you people not good at math. For you people not good at math, that's 80 degrees swing.
80
Thankfully,
degrees Celsius.
thankfully, it's a gradual change."
Yeah, but that's 80 degrees Celsius, which is like even a bigger swing than if it was for Fahrenheit.
Yeah. Overbuild says, "Oh, I did not know it was humid where you are. Same here. Swamp cooler are useless." Yeah.
Yeah, we're
In,
we're we're pretty close, not on the water, but it's it's what, like 40 minutes away,
yeah.
down the road, and we're on the the Strait of California between us and Baja California, north and south. So we're not right on the Pacific Ocean, but it's still the same thing. It's still the same water.
Dean says, "We can redo Everclear's Santa Monica lyrics to suit alien hybrid lyrics." Josh Hammond says, "Swamp coolers rust stuff out." Yep.
Hmm. Including itself.
Buffalo says, "A 1 liter scorched oak barrel will cost you $60. Crazy but reusable." Thunderbird says, "ABBA didn't know what they were saying." That's interesting. Sounds so great.
Yeah, it does, but they did not speak English when they were singing the English words. They didn't know what they were saying. They learned it that way, and that they sang the song.
Believe says, "Though overbuilt, there is a point where a compressor is needed." Dean says, "I'm still living with your toast."
We do have a good air conditioning guy that we've been using for decades, and he's gonna come in and clean the one that we have. The one that's in my room, it was a dual unit with that and something else, but it's so old it's not usable anymore. So we have to buy a new unit for my room. But honestly, where the exit is for the air, my computer and everything is right in front. And when it was working, since I have arthritis, I would be typing and the cold air would be blowing on me and my hands would start to freeze up from the coldness.
Yeah.
So I'm fine where I am. I sweat a lot in the room, and I sit on a pillow and the sweat goes into the pillow, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all.
And it does bother me, but once it gets hot enough, I turn on my air because I do have an air in here.
Yes.
Uncle Doug's problem for me isn't I drive that thing sideways. Cheaper to build one.
Yeah,
But
throw a big engine in a light car and go for it.
Buffett says swamp coolers supposedly work better with salt water, but I don't like the risk of corroding everything.
Uh huh.
Thunderbird says, how far are you guys from the U.S. border?
From we are 8 hours. We're 800 kilometers from the U.S. border at Nogales. It takes me 12 hours to drive there because I don't drive fast anymore, and it doesn't matter what kind of vehicle it is. I've driven 8 of them. I've driven 8 of them. Well, no, I drove 7 of them, 6 of them because I towed 2 of them to the border, all different types, and I never go over 110. It
Or, sorry. Orville says to believe, yes, I just got him a small split unit off of eBay. Thunderbird says, my favorite ABBA song is the winner takes it all.
Wiener.
The winner. Believe says, the Orville mini splits are pretty neat.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I have in the room, but the unit goes on the roof, and that thing is so old because We've been in this house for 15 years, and we brought it from the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's pretty much done.
Orville says, yeah, I like it. Thunderbird says, I don't mind heat. I just gotta stop fighting it and just embrace it. Um,
I
it,
find.
embrace it. I'm fine.
Uh huh.
Dean says, I like Super Blooper Thunderbird. What? Blair says, my app is so small. My apartment is so small. One 500
5,000.
5,000 BTU window AC covers it exactly. Actually, 150 square foot.
Well, that's good. You
No,
don't have to use so much electricity.
Trevor says the decal is funny and true.
Okay, hold on. I got something to say, but I'll be right back.
He's gotta take a pill. Do you have something to say? That was his nails. We do want to put a small, approximately 5,000 or 8,000 air in the next room because we do have an extra room on the next to my room where the animals hang out, and it is connected, so we can just open that door and like cool the entire house basically. So it will be cheaper to have a window unit.
An issue I'm worried about though is a lot of people in our town here and actually in our state have been
State.
getting electric bills for 10 times what it usually is. And the electric company is saying, no, there's no problem. But how could they be using 10 times the amount that they usually use for that time of year? And the government during the summertime here pays a pretty big portion of our electric bill because people wouldn't be able to afford it, and that hasn't kicked in yet. So, like this one lady we saw on the news, her bill is usually 500 pesos. She got a bill of 5,000 pesos for 1 month, and she took it down to the department, and they're like, "There's no problem. This is what it was. This was the reading, and this was what it was." How's that possible? How's it possible for her to go from 500 to 5,000 pesos in 1 month? It's just not. There's something wrong with the whole system, but the electric company is not allowing people to pay what they normally would pay. So we put an error in here, we put an error in mine, and I'm worried about the bill that's going to come the next month.
Mm-hmm.
Although we do have a fairly new meter, and it may be because some of the older meters were doing that or something, but we do have a fairly new meter, relatively.
Dean says, "Let me sing it. Super Blooper Beam are gonna blind me, but I won't feel blue like I always do. So somewhere in the crowd, there's you." Okay. Trouble says, "I'm trying to use my air conditioning as little as possible this year. I'm saving my money for $10 per gallon gasoline."
That's a
Yeah.
good plan. But they're
Sonor-
going to get you one way or the other, stray bullet.
Sonor says, "I've never heard Super Blooper. I don't think." Trouble says, "Luckily, I've been pretty nice. It's been pretty nice this spring."
We're into summer already. I don't know about you guys.
Orville says, 10 times Electric bill sounds like a scam. Wow.
Yep, that's obvious, but the electric company's not backing down from it.
You know what they want to do? There was this town where Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador used to be um, the head of the town, and it kind of happened the same thing. Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, our ex-president, and that time wasn't a president; he was the head of the town. He told him, "You know what? You stop paying the electric bill." He told him to everyone, "Stop paying the electric bill,"
Mm-hmm.
and they did. They stopped paying everyone, and it started accumulating, and they just couldn't turn them off the electric bill. So that happened for 8 years.
Nobody paid
Eight
for eight
years
years.
for 8 years. And when he became president, they asked him about that, and he's like, "Yeah, I pardon everything. They can start paying again, but for fair prices." So then nobody had to pay for 8 years.
So that doesn't work when you have a high bill and you want to go get a new account at a new house. They make you pay the old one before they put the new one on. So it doesn't seem to work.
I don't know, but they want to try it here too.
I still debate adding a second evaporator core in the rear of my station wagon. There's a hollow tree around the rear wheel well where it would fit. Oh, okay, Biofly. You can't your air doesn't get back there. Personally, like in my '69 Chevy station wagon, I didn't care because my kid was sitting back there. That was his problem.
Rude.
I have a really high, the front bench seat is really high. The air's mine. I paid for the car. I fixed the air. It's my air.
Uncle Doug's liars clearly.
Well, the bills are coming. Supposedly the meters are saying that, or it's going past a certain whatever. I don't know what they're saying, but something's really weird with it. I'm afraid one's going to come to the front door here, and then we're going to have to fight.
Yeah.
I mean, it did come pretty high. It was 800 pesos this month when it shouldn't have been that high.
Yeah.
Because we didn't use a lot.
Dean says, corner shop, brains full of Asha. Everybody needs a bosom for a pillow. Everybody needs a bosom.
Bosom.
Bosom? Everybody needs a
Bosom,
bosom for a
breasts.
pillow. Mine's on the 45. I'll play this beer back. Dean says, it'll stop head injuries. Orville says, not possible scamming fools. Evil abounds, greed. One could get an outlet meter and do a bit of
Kilowatt.
kilowatt math and no questions if they are scamming them.
Yeah.
Since the Thunderbird 68 is quoted, like everything I do, enjoy. Thunderbird says we are into summer and now rainy weather. June is typically rainy here.
That'd be nice if we get some.
Dean says look like it has a Datsun 510 OHP engine in the Austin Cambridge.
Maybe. Overbuilt. I'll tell you another scam that they do here in my state. We have to pay the registration on our cars. It's everybody pays at the same time. You have between January 1st and March 31st to pay for the current year. March 31st, it was about 950 pesos for this year. April 1st, it goes up to 4,900 with all of the fees, all of the fines and everything they put on it, because they take the 950, they double it, then they charge the fine on top of the double, and then you have to pay everything else. So it goes from 950 to 4,900 the next day, and they expect you to pay all the fines and everything. So people here have a lot of people have expired license plates, and they basically tell them to piss off.
Thunderbird says, lol, just wait until you're waiting on your son to haul you around. He might stick you in the back with no AC.
He doesn't drive and has no interest in driving, so I'm not worried about that.
Believe says the previous owner of my car had all the hardware of the AC system replaced in 2017. You can see your breath.
Yeah, that was the same way when I bought my '63 Fury. She had been sitting from '77 to '82 when I bought her in the front of the lady's house. Took me 7 months to get her running, but that air conditioning was so cold, so cold.
Dean says my best man has an Austin Cambridge in
Christchurch.
about 235 miles north of my hometown.
Those were very common over there in England and stuff, but I don't know. They just don't do anything for me. All of those little cars. The little cars, they're like smaller versions of the big cars. They don't do anything for me.
Urbil says Mexican Spec, their other cash flows is getting cut down. Sad the people like you are catching the blunt end of that stick.
Well, here's something else that adds the adds problems. The people that have license plates from our state have to pay that. There's American cars here, cars that were brought in, that they get this other type of plate on there that costs like 500 pesos and it's permanent. They never have to pay anything again. So it's the people that try to do everything correctly, just like in California, try to do everything correctly, and they're the people that have to pay for everything. I have a lady that when the time comes, like in January, I send her the money. She goes in there, gets me my registration card and my sticker and everything, and I go and pick it up from her. I never let it get past anything on my Durango. The rest of the cars here, they've been expired for years because at one point they said that if you had one expired plate, you can't renew any of the rest that you have. So I had sold a car to a buddy of mine, and then he junked it and never gave me the plates back so I could turn them in. So that was expired, and they wouldn't let me renew the rest of them or take the plates off the cars or do any transactions until I paid for the other one, and I couldn't pay for the other one because I didn't have the place to do it. So it was their choice that I didn't renew the other cars because we had to change the license plates every 3 years. I wasn't allowed to do that as long as that other one had money owed on it. So that was their choice.
Dean says 4.1 Chevy in line 6 in that Opla. Believe says Dean, do you watch
Nivlac.
Nilva
Nivlac.
Nivlac? Thunderbird says I'm weird, but I prefer no AC. This way I don't get the rude awakening when you step outside, but it is nice for sleeping.
If I take a nap in the middle of the day, I love the heat. It gives me really weird dreams. I've even left my body and I was flying down the street one day. It was really warm, but I cannot sleep with the heat at night. I can't.
Orville says Opel GTS are cool old sporty cars. If modded stock are they are a bit black.
Yes, they are.
Believe says the Dean, I mean Niblack. Sorry about that.
Yep.
Firefly is wrestling with the dog.
And in the Opel GT, you have to have really really good upper body strength to open up your headlights. You got to pull on that rod hard to get them to flip over.
Orville says what a bunch of commie
When a new set of politicians come in, they look for any way they can get the money. So they do stuff like that. But since it's not a fair thing, the people here just tell them to piss off. I'm not doing it. I'm not paying. And then at the end of the year, they'll like get rid of all the fines and everything, and you just pay the thing normally.
Dean says no, but I'm heavily into do a
Dual overhead cam engines.
thank you engines in 5 and 6 cylinder forms. It worries me about that and what Andrew does with Krakow powder metal conrods. I don't want to see him die. Thunderbird says, so you had to pay off for all the registrations at once? Wow, that's messed up.
Well, no, that's just one registration. But if I want to register one of the cars out here, I'm gonna have the guy that I know in Mexico City get me a set of license plates from Estado de Mexico in my name, and just be done with it. I'm not paying anything here anymore. Not gonna happen. And you never get stopped with out of state plates or anything. It's just not a thing.
Dean says, both Calvin and Andrew are beautiful people. Believe says, I heard pull on that rod hard. Oh my. Where did I say
have
that?
you ever seen an Opel GT and how you open the headlights?
Buddy Carafano says, do you have front plates?
Yes, we do. Every state here has front and rear plates. A friend of mine bought a Mercedes in the state of Jalisco. He lived here where we are, and the car came here before the license plates, and they had the license plates over there. So he drove it back over to there, and he pulled into Guadalajara, and between coming into town and getting to the Mercedes dealer, he was pulled over twice for not having the front plate on the car. Two different cops pulled him over for not having it. I guess they figured it's an expensive car and they'll just pay it. He'll just pay them off or something. But I don't know how that worked out for them.
This it was very hard to watch him in the bowl of a PB444 crash.
Yeah.
There says, ever heard of a TOHC engine?
What does the T stand for?
No. Dean says, we hang out together on Richard Holdiner's lives and John Wilburn's, both Calvin, Andrew, and his missus. Very cool people. Police says, I haven't seen this, but I will now investigate Opel GT headlights.
How you open them?
Dean says, twin overhead camshaft, Jaguar XJ6 engine.
That's just overcomplication.
Orville says, spaceman.
Yeah, but look how clean it is overbuilt for being so old. The interior is perfect. The body looks nice. The paint looks nice. And it is a U.S. import. It's not. It wasn't. There was some sold here, but this one is a U.S. van. But look how clean it is. Who took care of a dustbuster van? Who? Nobody. So it's rare to find one in that condition. I don't know how many miles it has on it though. Triple overhead cam. Where does the other overhead cam go, and what does it power? There's only two sides of the engine, right?
I don't know where this triple overhead cam.
Yeah.
It says stock low. Orville says, yes, it's a cool van, a cool old van. I like that.
If anybody wants their own bottle rocket, this car is for you.
Orville says, darn right.
It has bucket seats too, for some reason.
Jennifer says, why like that Hornet?
Look how clean the engine compartment is. Jeez. Somebody's really done some work on this thing. I don't know why the engine is Ford blue, but we'll go with it. 71 was the only one with these side marker lights. The 1-year model.
Queen says, me too, Thunderbird. Meow.
Believe has now observed manual Opel GT headlight operation. Did we send you down a rabbit hole?
Uncle does the speak handle sideways. You didn't give me enough cuddles today. What? What?
So would you have enough strength to open them, Believe? That's not a conversation for here.
Sin says it's as sublime as the 928 headlamps.
No, but those are electric. You don't have to pull on a rod to get those up.
Thunderbird says, were Cornets ever two-door?
Not in those years. I don't think so.
Were you pulling on many rods?
Not publicly.
Dean says, both Mexican Spectre and I love those cars. Thunderbird says, did Mrs. Spec get her hot dog?
Yes, and we did a video about it. Yeah, but you have to be a member to see it.
Yeah, it was a really good hot dog.
Yeah, and we explained the whole thing, and we recorded the whole thing, and the other types of hot dogs that the guy was selling, like the pregnant one, and the one wrapped in a flour tortilla.
Chili.
Yeah, and a chili.
But it says, not really. I knew enough of what the car was. Yes, I have enough strength to rip that rod right out of the console. Uncle Doc says, yes, it's expected. Got a video. Orville says, I am trying car paint from Paint for Cars side. From what I can tell, it's okay. Good paint and cheap like it should be. I'll not skimp on clear coat that where all the UV protection is at.
Mm-hmm.
That's well. Dean says, but they look even more awesome than the Lamborghini Moria headlamps. Very similar. Uncle Doug says loaded dogs for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you could put more on it if you want to. As much as you want, you can put on the extra stuff.
Our bill says burnt orange and the red on the FJ60. Pobrecito gato. He wants you to turn on the air.
Are you reading his mind?
Sí.
He can go find someplace cool to lay down.
No.
Why is he in here on a bed with the light on?
Because he knows the air is here.
Well, we're not turning the air on. Ain't gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
Cuando me examen lo voy a aprender. But I wonder if lacquer paint is more expensive than the urethane.
Urethane they paint. Yeah.
They not push. Thunderbird says, "Is your membership free?"
No.
No.
I can't remember how much it is, but it's not a lot.
I think it was like $3, $3.95 or something like that.
I think one was $4.95 and something else was $3.95 or something. Yeah, I really can't remember.
It says 22 hearts. Robert says lacquer paint is much cheaper, yes.
But isn't it harder to paint? Harder to lay down on the car?
Dean says no, but it's very modest, Thunderbird. Aww.
Yes.
What's wrong, baby? What's wrong?
Overbuilt. Biofly, yeah, a bit more. TCI.
I'm the trash for you.
TCI Global sells lacquer.
I don't have it. It went all the way down.
No, he had his chance. He didn't want it, so he doesn't get it.
He just dropped it. Everyone says Biofly, yeah, a bit more TCI Global sells lacquer. So the car front of the spare tire looks like a big sit in front of Volkswagen.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
The same color as the rest of the van too.
Dame agüita, pues. La mía no tiene hielo.
So what?
Tengo calor.
Drink it.
Tengo calor. I take 2 pills that make me hot. That make me dehydrated.
Yes, hard to keep the bubbles out.
What bubbles?
In the lacquer paint, it's harder to lay down.
Dame agüita.
Now Overbuild says no, lacquer is easy, dries fast, just not as good or tough.
I'm gonna complain to the chat. Dame agüita.
Mrs. Spec was never a Girl Scout. She's not prepared for anything. Don't drink all my water.
I am prepared. I drink all my water.
Then there should have been more in there.
How can I put more than there is a limit?
Biofly says, strange that it costs more, less toxic. The tire on the front is a crush zone. I don't know about that, Believe, because if you get in an accident, the tire is going to be pushed right through the front into your legs.
Not if you crush people. Arville says black looks great in lacquer. Uncle Doug says, but I suck at body work. I'm really good at messing them up for sure.
I'm right there with you.
Dean says ram rate complaint belief. Thunderbird says, did you guys know that Thunderbirds came with galvanized rockers? At least the late 60s ones did. And that's the only part of this car that was lacquered.
It's weird they painted it separately.
Overbill says, I ain't had any issues spraying it. Did it 2 times this all. Dean says, girl guide makes expected.
What do they call them in Mexico?
What?
The groups of girls. Do they even have anything like that here?
No que yo sepa.
Like Girl Scouts or anything?
No que yo sepa.
Nothing like that here?
No que yo sepa. Oh, pero pues okay. puede que haya, pero que yo sepa no.
That's weird. I guess they only want to militarize the boys.
Papa says galvanized weird. Well, I've never heard it for the boys either, so I don't know. Overbill says temperature needs to be in range and no humid days. Se llama ir al campo con tu abuelo.
No, but it's usually in a big group.
Ir a la finca de tu abuelo.
Firefly says, I still admire the lacquer paint jobs on vans with the landscapes and such. Yeah, that was art.
You need to translate that for people.
Mrs. Spec said that in Mexico, the Boy Scouts was like, go camping with your grandfather.
Well, not go camping. Go to your grandfather's house at the sierra.
Whatever.
You don't go camping with your grandfather when your grandfather lives at the camp at the.
Thunderbird says, yeah, I think it's because galvanized metal requires either lacquer or epoxy for proper adhesive. Excuse you.
That's where the picture is from. My mother and all of us went to my grandfather's land that he grew things in. ¿Qué tiene bebé?
I'm tired.
No, el bebé es aquí no está.
Ignore him.
Are you jealous?
Dean. Manada, Mrs. Mexican Spec.
Manada?
Manada. Uncle Duck was an Eagle Scout. I never got that far. I was in the Cub Scouts and I never advanced. My great uncle was one of the head guys with the scouting organization, and he was at every one of the what do you call it, where all the scouts get together and all that. You know, for he was that his whole life he was involved with that. Overbuilt. Yeah, epoxy base primer coat is always good to do.
Orville says, yeah, but, oh, sorry. Donovan says, all GM cars were mostly lacquered. Dean says, or pandilla.
That's a gang.
Yeah, that's a gang.
Yeah.
Uncle Doug says, jamborees.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. I never went to one of those. I didn't really take it too seriously. I mean, we had to do the Pinewood Derby a couple of times, and I was just never into that.
Manada, Dean, is like a dog group. How do you call a dog group?
Group of dogs.
Yeah, but when they,
Pack.
yeah, pack. Manada is like a pack. And pandilla is like
Firefly.
yeah.
I wish I was good at body work. I never had the knack for artwork and painting. I needed paint by number template. I'm not artistic in the least. Not at all.
Dean says, Uncle Duck.
Trademark.
Well, Carpana says, got thrown out of Boy Scouts for eating too many brownies. Were they special brownies? Thunderbird says,
You don't want to know the meaning of that.
special brownies?
No. Some people charge like $30.
Overbill says, same here. I was reject Cub Scout dropout. The other baller boys did not like me. Earhead. Kid.
Boys didn't talk about cars? Sounds like something wrong with those boys.
The number says $30 or more for a membership. At that point, I'd rather be stupid. Overbill says, I remember the Pine Box gravity car race. It was silly.
Yeah, the Pine Box Derby. The Pine Box? Pine Car Derby? Something like that. Pinewood Derby?
Uncle Doug says, not me. I did it for my mom. I got the badge and then quit. I was getting wild back in those days. Dean says, I'd go through a pack of manada if they were hot. Orville says, but Carfana, darn it, man.
Kind of looks like the seats were redone.
Pinewood Derby, says Josh Holman.
Yeah, isn't that what I said?
No.
Pinewood Derby? Pine Car Derby? I knew there was a pine in there somewhere. And a derby.
Firefly says, every time I hear Pine Box Derby, I think of racing with coffins.
That's fun. That is a fun thing to do, though.
Race with coffins?
Yeah, yeah.
What is the difference between that and the shoebox or the, what is it, matchbox? Thunderbird says my late grandfather was big into pine box derby.
Pinewood Derby.
Butterfly says say coffin racing. It sounds catchy.
Soapbox Derby. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about. Soapbox derby. So what's the difference?
One's in the Boy Scouts and one's not.
Okay.
No, Soapbox Derby is an actual car. Isn't it an actual car?
Someone explain. Dean says I think
You have to sit in the car and you have to steer it going downhill. Whoever gets there first.
Dean says I think I'm a host cheating on the Simpsons soapbox race. Butterfly says death race. Dean says celebrity death race. Wait. What did you say the difference was?
Because I think Soapbox is an actual. You actually have to sit in it and drive it.
And the other one?
The other one is you carve out a little car to race on a little track.
Ah, so not an actual
No.
vehicle.
No.
Ah.
You have to carve it however you carve it. You can't cheat, and it has to beat the other ones.
Triple says yes. Summerbill says yep. Number says the soapbox ones you sit in it, I think.
Yeah.
Baba says sounds like it would be an event for the Day of the Dead. Maybe.
For the men, the women are going to be at the cemetery doing whatever they do there.
Uncle Doc says yes, back in the 20s, Little Rascals.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I remember that movie.
Yeah.
Well, the newer one, at least. Not the one in the 20s.
You're so warm.
Sorry. Fernando says back had to watch the Nashville finish. Oh, back had to watch Nashville finish.
What happened to Nashville?
The finish.
Why did Nashville finish? Is the city just like not there anymore? I'm confused because there would be a big hole like that if Nashville wasn't there anymore.
Stray Bullet says they used an actual soapbox back then, Uncle Doc.
Yeah, they had to get their name somehow. Had to get the name somehow. Uh-oh.
What?
Believe.
Police says I told my wife that adopting a duo of young cats was Dickensian. It was a tale of two kids. Dean says RMN. Robert says needed new exhaust for the highboy, so I bought headers. Cheaper than new exhaust manifolds.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Pablo says introducing the Cinco de Mayo coffin races. Seats are going fast, but you only need the edge. Why Cinco de Mayo though? Fernando says NASCAR. Hamlin won.
The Cinco de Mayo races would be you win on Cinco de Mayo, you lose on 6 de Mayo.
Yep.
Oh, NASCAR.
Yeah, NASCAR. I just said that.
Oh, okay, that explains it. Then the city is still there.
Dean says Steve Andrews. You know we had a bunch of cars with Steven Andrews names, naming it.
Why?
When you saw Hot Wheels, we had a bunch of cars with Steven Andrews name.
No.
Who do we have?
I don't remember.
We had a
You're
bunch
talking
of
about
Rascal
racers?
Cars. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Okay, says, perfect.
It was years ago. Years and years
How
and years ago.
dare you?
Lots and lots of years ago. Bay Bullet. Have you guys seen the carro races in South America? No? Wouldn't know where to look for them.
Okay, but did you saw the ostrich that was loose in Hermosillo? It was an ostrich loose in Hermosillo, and it was fighting. He was following buses and motorcycles. Dean says in France, if we win, we will burn the capital down. Good old NASCAR. Yep. Papa says car race. Believe says I found $20 in the parking lot and thought to myself, what would Jesus do? So I turned it into wine. Fair, fair. I would have turned it into cheese.
Good plan.
Or maybe fish. Didn't he turn something into fish as well? Nobody remembers the fish. He says it's a sound thing to do. No, wait, he multiplied the fish. Did he multiply the fish? Somebody Catholic help me with that.
Not Catholic, it's Christian.
It's the same shit.
Stop being religious. We can talk about politics, but not religion.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No voy a soñarme. Triple says they are gravity powered and they race down mountain roads. Mexican. It's fun to watch.
I'm
So
not
kind
sure
of
if
like
my
sub boxes.
I'm not sure if my blood pressure could handle that.
Dean says, I'm glad you didn't shoot it. Dean says, same thing. Pablo says, then there are the tuk-tuk races in India. Oh my god, this cannot be. Robert says, yes, he multiplied the bread and fish. See? Nobody remembers that part. They only remember the wine. Bunch of drunks. Leonardo says, I was watching jet boat sprint racing from New Zealand this morning. Dean says, jet sprint races are hardcore. Yeah, I watched once. I watched them once live on Topolobampo. Yeah, they are hardcore.
You never know what the water's gonna do to you.
Yeah, Body Carpenter says, you give him a fish and he eats once. You teach him to fish and he eats for a lifetime.
Unless the government comes in and tells him he can't fish.
Yep.
Which is things they do.
Tengo una paleta.
Do.
Tengo paleta.
Where'd you get it?
I have an ice.
You do?
I have an ice
Where'd you get one?
from the freezer. He says, but if he was smart and it was a $20 bill, Chevrolet says, it's a nice Jeep. Papa says,
It is. Odd color, but it's a nice Jeep.
Papa says, you can't tune a piano, but you can tune a fish. Dean says, 282 again, I'll bet.
Well, it wasn't a 282 the last time. It was a 4.2 liter.
Papa is touching a shoe. Joshua says, did you fish when they're not looking?
Yeah, like the government's ever not looking with all the cameras and drones and everything they have now.
I still haven't read the book.
What book?
1982.
1984.
1984. I haven't
Well,
read
then read the
it.
damn book.
I have so many the books to read.
We all know what happens in 1984, don't we, guys?
The Berlin Wall falls down. No,
What?
wait, that's an earthquake.
That's 1989.
The earthquake. The Berlin wall fell down on my birth year, and the earthquake happened on my sister's birth year.
What earthquake?
The earthquake in Ciudad de Mexico.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Ay, pobrecito.
Yeah, Dean, the 256, the 282 was reserved for the higher end cars, like the Lerma, the Pacer, things like that.
Balfle says stick of dynamite equals the 2-point spinner. Joshua says sharp looking truck. He says, oh, the 256, great engine. He says insult. What is insult? Leonardo says people can tune a fish all the time. Have several. Chevrolet says some Canadian guy just jumped in his jet. Some Canadian guy just jumped his jet boat down a 30-foot waterfall. He says that he's going to find a taller waterfall. Okay.
Why aren't you asleep? You were asleep. Shut up, cat.
Dean says, don't trust the Kiwis, Mrs. Michigan says. Ralph says, how many lights do you see? No, there are 5 lights. Joshua says, we're living in 1984. We know. Orville says, Mexican Spec film, they live. Says a lot. Truth. Blake California says, 1984 Van Halen album.
Yeah, that too.
Believe in Yourself says the founder of a group I'm in has found Pacer memories. He loved riding around in the back of his pants.
Pretty big back seat back there.
Believes his meow.
Not anymore. I shooshed him out of here.
Uncle Doug says one of the best things in '84 was Van Halen. I don't think I probably know one or two of his songs, but since I don't really follow names, I wouldn't know.
As soon as I graduated high school, I was sitting at home watching TV the next day, or the next day I was at home, and Mickey came on, and that's the song that I identify with 1984.
Dean says Iran. You can trust Barracuda, but not anyone else except maybe Granda's Junk.
Where is
What?
Granddad's junk? Where is he?
What does that have to do with Iran? I'm confused. Afla says I saw that jet boat video. I've had more airtime jumping jet. Steven says there are four lights. Edward says there was a lady cop hiding behind a sign for radioing people. When I pulled the light, I yelled, "I can see you!" Threw her off guard, and she awkwardly waves at me.
Photo radaring. Okay. Is this the same Maverick?
I don't know.
I don't think it is. I think this one has a much brighter red interior. Same color on the outside though. And both were 77s the last year. Last year for the Maverick. Oh, we're watching the shows tonight.
Oblígame, perro.
I will. Stray bullet. It went kerplunk right into the water, Firefly.
Afla says jumping off the yacht wake was an accident. I was not driving.
As long as you do it crossways, you can probably survive it. This Ram Charger that you see on the screen, it says it has 29,000 original kilometers on it. See how clean it is? And they don't want a huge amount of money for it either, not compared to some of them. The only problem is it's in Guerrero, and that's not a place I want to go.
Paco Alfa dice, bueno amigos, tengo que ir a comprar algo de cenar. Regreso para mañana. Son las 11:40. ¿Qué es la diferencia que tenemos de horario? Aquí son las 9:41. Entonces son 2 horas.
2 horas?
Sí, porque ya son las 11:40.
How is he 2 hours? There's only two time zones in Mexico. Weird. Okay, Paco. Oh, he deleted it.
What else is nice? It says, I mean,
Not like a Ram.
not like Iran.
Not equal to. Here's a car for you, Barry. Dean's already seen it.
Fernando says, I believe it looks pristine.
It's just that it's in Acapulco, and I don't want to go there because it's way into Guerrero, and you'd have to drive all the way across the state, and I'm not really excited to do that.
Fernando says, and Iran. Iran is so far away. I couldn't get away.
Iran. Iran so far away.
Is that a song?
I think so.
Dean says, shush, Dean.
This, of course, is an Australian car that we're looking at. It came up on my feed on Facebook, so I said, what the hell? I'll put it in there. It's something I've never seen before.
Pablo says, we were lucky the water left the boat from the velocity. Otherwise, we would have sunk and flooded the motor with water.
Mm-hmm.
Vintage Automotive Adventure Drives is here. Sorry.
Hello, Tanner. How are you tonight?
Say, hey Max, how's it going?
Going well.
This is a flock of seagulls.
Mm-hmm. It's the name of a band.
Uncle Doc says it's a song from a flock of seagulls. Dean says, so saith the flock.
So saith the flock. He's speaking Old English, which combined with his New Zealandness makes it even harder to understand.
Hmm. What's that plate?
It's Australia.
Oh.
That's what I'm telling you. They're smaller but longer.
Dean says, Panorite, don't listen to Amy. Amy things I said. Dean says, Porky's movies. Movie.
Dean, how do one of these drive on the highway?
Trouble says, it says Ford on the back.
Yeah, this is a Ford Fairlane. Stray Bullet. That's what it says it is.
Dean says, get the flock out of here, Mexican Spectre. I thought you'd get it.
I don't know what Porky's has to do with it though.
Edward says, what do you all think of the new Dodge promo videos?
With all the trucks and everything,
Trouble says, and the steering wheel seems to have been misplaced.
it is.
Valerie Adventurer is here.
Would that be Tanner's girlfriend?
Say hi, everyone. Buffalo says, full to the right, yeah?
The name is pretty close, and you're have a 1973 in there.
Billy Dean says, really nice. Uncle Doc says, Porky's revenge there, Dean, right? Parameter says, I'm Tanner's girlfriend.
Yes, okay. See, I figured it out without you telling me.
Joshua says, it's good to have you come. Orville says, I was years ago going to live in Wanganui, New Zealand.
You have a very similar car to what we have here. We have a 74 Chrysler Dart with a 318 under the hood, automatic. I didn't do the exhaust upgrade that you did, but very hard to find an original V8 Valiant here. But our car has a Dodge Dart front end with a Plymouth Valiant rear end on it, and that's how it came from the factory. So it looks different than the one that you have.
Orville says, yeah, I was years ago going to live in Wanganui, New Zealand for a while. Polycarp pronounces big fat doors. Joshua says, yes, he is. Pablo says, okay, time for bed. Good night, all.
Good night, Vilefly.
Good night,
We'll see
Butterfly.
you soon.
Dean says, they aren't 4-speed automatic, but they are high geared and move out okay. Not a patch on the 302 and 351 Cleveland V8 with a 188 or 200 HP net. Vintage Adventurer says, my girlfriend is a bit overzealous sometimes. She's having fun with her new channel.
Tanner, what is her name so we can call her something other than Valiant Adventure 1973?
Well, I'd ask her directly. How can we address you? Trebule says, look at the intake manifold. Thunder says, good night, Wildfly. Enjoy your week. Valiant Adventurer says, I have a 73 Valiant with a 318 with Magnum heads.
I've been watching the videos that Tanner has been putting out. It's a nice baby blue.
Dean says, overzealous, like a New Zealander. Chevrolet says, I have a small collection of intake manifolds. I love them. Tanner says, her Valiant is a factory slant car. It got swapped to the 318 using an earlier cross member.
Well, that's nice. The 318 is really nice in the car. We've had ours up to the state of Sonora. We went all the way down to Mazatlan for a car show. It's a really good highway car. Really nice on the highway. But I put a little bit wider wheels with, from what Tony tells me, I guess they're Ford Magnum 500s on there, which completely changed the look of the car. It went from grandma to a little bit more sporty.
Chevrolet says, good night, Lifeline. Dean says, Shelby.
Oh, that's easy to remember.
Valiant Alberto says, my name is Shelby, like Mustang. Shelby.
Yeah, Shelby.
Wait. Shelby says it's B1 Blue Sky, the original color of the car.
Sky blue, baby blue.
Dean says she shall not be known as 73 Valiant, but she shall be.
But she shall be.
Shall be.
Shall be.
Paco Alba says, no se envió el mensaje porque justo se me apagó el celular, ya que me pasé la laptop, voy a comprar algo para cenar, regreso. Si ya no los alcanzo, pues que estén bien y nos vemos la próxima. Ok,
Gracias,
Paco,
Paco.
gracias por venir. Dean y sí se mandó el mensaje, por cierto. Dean says, welcome to the weirdness, Shelby.
I always put madness, but same thing.
Shelby says, I have the black steelies with poverty caps.
That's what I had on the car. What wheels came on the car?
No me acuerdo. No, otra persona equivocada.
I don't know. I prefer the Steelies with factory wheel covers, but I got a set of the Magnum 500s, and they look really good on a dart.
I'm just trying really hard to press into my brain that the person that starts with a V and has a blue car in it is Shelby, and the person that starts with a V and has a yellow car is Tanner. I'm trying really hard to remember that. Wait.
Well, if you look at Tanner, he has a tan Valiant. I don't know if it's in his. I don't know if it's in his little circles picture of his avatar, but he does have one.
Shelby, Shelby says we just put trash welded mufflers on it.
Yeah, I watched that video. It sounds really good.
Tanner says to Dean, trust me, she's already super weird. She'll fit in well. Shelby says those are the wheels that came on it. The guy also gave me 4 extra.
The stock wheels, the steel wheels are really hard to find, and that is because when junkyards like Pick Apart got a car in, they would take the wheels off, weld one on top of the other to hold the car up. So you weren't able to go to the junkyard to buy an extra wheel or anything. They were all used to hold the cars up. So it's not easy to find original steel wheels for any of these cars.
Dean says I want her to get somewhere, Thunderbird. Thunderbird says steel wheels are my jam at all times.
Yep. I took wheels off my 69 wagon, my Chevy wagon. It came with, I don't know, I sold the wheels or whatever they were, and I found wheels from a mid 80s Caprice and put them on there so I could go back to the original steel wheels, and I have a set of wheel covers for them.
Shelby says there are 14-inch on the front and 15-inch on the back.
It's hard to find a matching set of wheel covers then for it.
Shelby says thank you, we love the sound. Since Stannerite is exceptionally well haired, he's also earned my respect.
Well haired. Yep. I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Stannerite says we will have to check out your channel here, Tanner. And Shelby says those are the mufflers that came off Tanner's satellite.
Mm-hmm.
So Willie says that's a nice band. Someone could use that for a television repair business.
Who is repairing televisions these days? There's nothing to repair.
Dean says, don't let Dean the Kiwi be your guide. Find someone trustworthy.
We all agree with that, Dean.
Am I hearing music? No, don't. I'm hallucinating. Tanner says that car has a 5 by 4 inches wheel pattern, front and back. It will be real hard to find anything else to fit that car.
Mm-hmm.
Josh says
Shelby said, yeah, it's got matching dog dish caps all the way around. Oh, it's weird that the same caps fit the 14 and the 15-inch wheels.
Sorry, I jumped that one. Joshua says, if only they still repair televisions.
It's not worth it to repair a television anymore. No. I'm sitting here looking at a broken television on our floor.
Yeah. Trevor says, it will keep the miles low. But Shelby says, I'm trying to compete in no-name nationals this year. Ooh.
Well, you gotta get 500. You gotta enter the no-name 500 and get 500 subs on your channel to be able to do that.
Dean says,
and you only have 100 and something days left, so not going to be easy. But there's always next year. This is going to be a big year though, because it's the 5th anniversary, the 5th annual. Dean says, be aware, and Salisbury has many red flags, and is widely regarded by consumer watchdogs and online shoppers as untrustworthy scam adjacent website. Thunderbird's going night night. Good night, Thunderbird.
Thunderbird.
You're at 100 already? Wow. You're growing fast. Did Tanner tell you how to get more? You got to do a short every day, and that brings in the subs. It doesn't necessarily translate to views on the channel, but all you're looking for are subs right now. What? Did you subscribe? Mrs. Spec just subscribed to you, Shelby. And I don't have my thing here right now. Tanner says Shelby already passed 3 people in 2 days being on YouTube. Woo.
Wait, where am I?
Dean says, me too, Shelby. But as soon as people found out how weird I was, I only got 207.5 subscriptions. 3.5 of those are mine.
Blue says, "Can I go to burn?" Shelby says, "I've done 3 shorts since Friday." Shelby says, "Thank you, Mrs. Beck. No problem."
Schedule them to come out one a day, and you're gonna have to experiment with what time to put them out that get you the most views, so people can subscribe. Because if I can get subscribers for what I do, putting out Mexican cars for sale, anybody can get subs.
Dean says, "My boss has banned me from further truck-related content. He's worried about truck jacking." Dean, we still have belief, not because we still have belief I'm very good. You don't have to come up with jokes. Dean says, "I wouldn't."
Was that a joke?
It sounds like a joke. Truck jacking?
Somebody stealing his truck?
Truck-related content.
Okay, he clarified.
Dean says, "I wouldn't truck jack myself." I told him. I was sick. But Shelby says, "I've been putting them at 7 a.m."
Have you been getting views on them?
Steven Andrews says, "Got 2 more, Shelby." So Steven Andrews 1 and 2 subscribe
Yeah.
to Shelby. Overbill says, "I'll be uploading videos."
If we had a mod here, they would be able to put up your channel.
I'm a mod.
In the chat. Yeah, but you're on a phone.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would how you would do that.
How do you do it?
We'll go to her. You go to her channel. You go to her channel, and then you copy the. What are you doing? Took away my chat. Overbuild said, yes. Overbuild says, I'll be uploading videos soon. Car stuff. First one is Jaguar XJS Coupe build. I'm doing many dream car build resto mod. I may get first one up this week. That's good. Overbuilt. V12 engine build progress will be second one. You're going to rebuild the V12? Valiant Adventure 1973. You have to split it up. Separate Valiant and Adventure. Vintage Adventure Drive. Tanner says, I've been having her do a short every day, and we've been doing a lot of networking. I'm hoping to have her win the No Name 500 and get the Cinderella Award. To be in the No Name 500, she has to sign up for the No Name Nationals before she has the 500. So, have you talked to John about that? Dean, it has happened before, right outside the police station. Shelby thanked everybody for subscribing. 1973. I'm working on it. But it's coming. Shelby, I've been getting an average of 1.2, 1,200 views. That's more than I've ever got. Uncle Duck, +1, Shelby. You have to separate the words.
I tried. Just give me a
Dean, never trust the police if your truck goes missing outside a police station. Overbuilt. I'm on a PC. Do it. But if Ahmad is the only person that can post the link, overbuilt. Dean, our police commissioner got done for porn. I guess we need to drain the swamp too.
Oh, sorry, sorry, sorry.
Yeah, but you need to go to the
To the channel, but I don't know
yeah.
how to go to the channel. How do I go to the channel? Channel. Just focus on what you're doing.
Yeah, Valiant Adventure 1973. She's looking for it. Uncle Duck. Bronco 2 is a rollover hazard, just like Explorer. Yeah, we know that. I put two of them in there for Kim, and she's not here to see them. Vintage Adventure Drive. She signed up at 26 subscribers just after she made the YouTube channel. Good. Overbuilt. Yes, I am doing the V12.
Okay, I'm in the channel.
Rusefi. But where's the link? Why doesn't it say up there?
This?
Yes. Copy it.
Copied it.
Now go back to
The live?
yes. Live is down here.
No. I wouldn't be able to
Yes, you can. You can put it in the chat.
I wouldn't be able to put it in this chat. First person?
Copy it.
Copied it.
Yes, you can.
No, because I cannot write on this
Yes,
chat.
you can. Right there.
Let me see if I can.
Yes, right there. That's your link, Shelby. So everybody can do it. Yes, I am doing the V12 Rus FE ECU and reground cams, ported heads. Oof, that's a lot. Didn't know anybody that rebuilt the V12s. Dean, I know you'd like Heaven's Mopar 7 subscription and my 7.5 XJ12. Ooh. Tanner says stray bullet. I don't think that a Tesla would make sense in my yard. Overbuilt. I know I was offering to mod if you wanted. Oh, okay. You want to make him a mod?
Oh.
Overbuilt.
I can make him a mod.
Dean Stevenson. Only 12.5 tons. Yeah, but Shelby, only a mod can post the actual link.
There you go.
Yeah, overbuilt. I got car cheap, 64,000 miles on it, rusty floors, sort of bad paint, sat for 8 years. What year is it, overbuilt? And Tanner says, I think I'll just outrun all those Teslas. I think you're a mod now, overbuilt.
Yeah, you are.
But he has to. Oh, there he is. He's blue now. Those things can flow a lot of air with head work, chamber smoothing, and odd HE head design. What year's the car, overbuilt?
¿Me das agüita?
No. You're not going to steal all my water. Drink your water.
No tengo agua que fría. Y ni agua caliente tampoco.
It doesn't matter. Drink what's in there. Oh, 1991 XJS Coupe. Okay.
¿Ves? Le dije que no tenía. Dame.
No.
¿Por qué no? ¿Qué pasó?
I'll go put a little bit of water in yours. You're not going to drink
Please. A little bit more. Put much water. Who was next? Somebody was next. Somebody was next. I'm gonna read from the top. I remember this message. Overbuild says 1991 Jaguar XJS Coupe Classic Collection. Shelby says I'm trying to find a bench seat for my 73. Tanner says, well, is that a 3-pedal Valiant? I have no idea. I'm not facing the, the screen. Um, Steven Andrew says I copied her name and pasted it on YouTube search. Came right up. Yeah, but for some reason it's not in on mine. It wasn't coming up. Valiant. Sorry, Shelby says has buckets right now. Our bill says black in color. Joshua says most welcome. We will check your workout. Uncle, that's exactly, Steven. Our build says HP will be 400 plus HP when done. Ah, okay. Horsepower. I was thinking gaming. I was thinking health. I was thinking in gaming points and health. Then Stevenson says it's a more pedal dart. Wait. Valiant. No. Tanner asks, "Whoa, is that a three pedal Valiant?"
Which one?
I don't know. He asked a bit. He asked a bit ago.
This is a Cavalier.
Yeah, it was before that.
Well,
And
then show me before that.
the mole?
Show me what it was before that. The pictures are all randomized like you guys wanted, so I don't know what came before. And I was out getting Mrs. Spec water, but she only got 2 ice cubes because she drank my water before. That's my revenge.
Was doing this?
Yeah. Let it go, let it go, let it go.
Oh, sorry. Well, you didn't say anything.
That's a 63. And I guess it would have to be a 3. It's a Mexican car, so I'm assuming it's a 3 on the tree.
This is a more pedal dart. The Series 3 1993 HE513 Orville? Question mark? Orville says, depending on cam profile, I'll keep it smooth running and long lasting. So 4.410 um,
Crank horsepower.
hours may consider. I'm sorry, that video.
Hello, Wendy.
When the English is
Thanks for joining us. Yes, Tanner, that's a 3 on the tree. Even though it has a center console, it's a 3 on the tree. Somebody put that console in there that doesn't belong in there. Looks nice, though. Pretty good armrest. Yes, it is. Very clean, Uncle Duck. But I don't like the added on side marker lights that now have holes in the fenders and the quarter panels. So, and they put them in the wrong place, just like in the middle. That would not have been my choice.
Orville says, I think I'll get Brian Salter to design cam locks. That one guy you want to help with engine stuff. Lots of whim and road racing land speed builds. Salter Racing.
Okay. And this one is a Chevrolet Cavalier. Even if it looks like a Pontiac Sunbird to you, it is a Chevrolet Cavalier. See the little bow tie on the front of the car?
And Tanner says, hey, thanks for all the support, everyone. We need to hop off and get ready for the morning. I appreciate all of you helping Shelby in her contest to raise the non-national.
It's our pleasure, Tanner.
No problem.
Thank you for being here.
Uncle Doug's the same. It's hard to cut into a gem.
It's kind of an odd thing to see in Mexico because, I mean, side marker lights weren't a thing on anything. They weren't required here. I don't know. It's kind of weird to even see that in Mexico, especially on a 63 model.
Orville says he's on YouTube out of New York City,
North Carolina.
North Carolina. If you want to nerd out on engine tech, watch him. I got to know him a bit. Cool guy.
That's good.
Did I change my? Why am I on top of messages again?
So who were you not seeing?
Yeah, that's what I was checking.
Good night, Shelby.
I'm checking if Chevrolet says that's another nice Bronco. Chevrolet says that's why you rent vintage, only a full buy electric car. I don't know if you said that one. So what is this? Oh, how much for that little truck? Yeah, I missed Triple messages. I don't know when it.
That's okay. That's okay. Just keep up on. Overbuild says, "Thanks for modding me. Just ask. I post stuff if needed or whack a troll. We only have one troll here, and we tolerate him.
Yeah, he's part of the family.
Yep.
Wait, which one?
Uno, the boo boy.
Okay.
We all do that overbuilt. Every one of us. My fingers don't want to cooperate when I'm trying to type. They are rebelling in the last years of my life.
It says abandoned 7 so far at least 300 seconds. You had your
I really like the wrench that we had. That made sense to all of us
Yeah.
car guys. Now it's a shield where you're supposed the mods are supposed to shield something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're the protectors of the child.
I don't know. I didn't say that, Dean. I didn't say that. You didn't hear me say that.
Regular says Gary Shandling had a Pontiac Sunbird rental car when he was in Hawaii. Orville says funny trolls can be fun to troll back. Uncle Doug says that's a hot 69 right there.
Yeah, and it has a hot price too. I'm gonna publish it just for the hell of it. But notice that it is a two-door hardtop, which is something the U.S. never got.
It says the Agents of Shield. I never finished
Yes.
that show. It got just boring after a while. Like they were always working towards something and never giving me anything to work on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Orville says I
I
agree.
agree.
I agree with it's better.
Yeah.
Orville says guarding from trolls, I guess. Uncle Doug says say what? I know nothing. And says I saw one the 69 Ballon hardtop.
It does have a nice looking roof on it, doesn't it? But this guy did a lot of purple work inside and out, and he wants lots of money for it. But you never know. There may be somebody that wants a purple 69 Valiant.
Uncle Doug says crappy shifter though.
Things like that can be changed, but he did transfer it from the column shift.
Well, says the channel police.
He,
Stray, I finally see you. I'm sorry for some reason.
That's a rookie mistake, Mrs. Spec.
I'm sorry.
Rookie mistake.
Ah, that's what I was gonna subscribe to. But that's because
Yeah. You got out of it, then you got back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Stray.
This Bronco is available and has been available for like 3 years, but I've never published it because I don't know how I would transport it to the border. It's not that far from me, but I would never drive it on those wheels on our highways. Never. But it is pretty cool with a 351 and a 4-speed manual and four-wheel drive and 4 shocks per wheel. Somebody put a lot of money into this truck, and it would probably be worth double in the US after it's cleaned and buffed out and everything. But aren't they all overdone, Uncle Duck? Isn't that what they do with these 79 Broncos?
Orwell says purple people eater. Says Barracuda and I permanently hired Inver Cargill, my Joral, Tim Shadbot, Smile. Love both those guys. Tripoli says not sure about the bumpers on this one.
This is for work. You got the winch there in the bumper, and if you need to push anything, you got it right there.
Uncle Doug says it's a queen. Dean says I'm finding it a limited career option. Finding purple people only happens at a certain pace. Orville says, yeah, too high for me other than lift, I love it.
But Dean, there's a lot of purple people in the US protesting in the street. A lot.
Uncle Doug says, would not take it on a trail. Joel says you couldn't drive it Mexican. You could drive it Mexican.
Not on our highways. The road that goes from where this truck is to the border is asphalt, but every little bridge that you go over is cement, so you have to go up on the little bridge and then come down, and then go up and then come down. This would be bouncing all over the place. It would not be a comfortable ride at all,
When we drove on the
and my blood pressure would be pretty high.
Durango with the trailer, with I believe it was the bug.
Yeah, the first
Yeah,
one.
the first one we had the big tires at
Uh
that
huh.
point,
Yeah.
and the cement parts of the highway there are like parts of cement. They're not one straight line, so you can feel the divisions. So every time the tires will go from one division to the other, it will go up and down. So it literally felt like I was on top of a freaking washing machine. I had to hold my stomach because it was so
Mm-hmm.
hard. It was so difficult on the big tires of the Durango.
Dean says purple hair. Purple hair does not a purple person make. Dean, you do not know what's under their clothes or if the carpet matches the drapes.
You, Fernando says, I would reinforce those axle housings.
I know nothing about four-wheel drive stuff, so I wouldn't know what to do on one of these.
Arabelle says, well, purple people eaters in USA and bad hair with bad hair and non-binary issues. And no run. Uncle Doug says exactly, Steve. This one is too much fluff. So is just getting and go. Uncle Doug says not always. I'm in functional building. Uncle says Tim Chalbot smiled a lot for a communist.
And this car is sitting in front of my house because it belongs to us now. It's been 3 whole years that the car's been sitting here since we bought it, and the customer never came to get it. So I guess it's ours. I just have to fix a few things. This one does have the 4.6 in it. It says right there on the side of the car. I can't verify by numbers on the engine that it actually does. It may just be a sticker for all I know, because this is a US car. This is a US AMC Spirit. It's not an AMX, and it is an automatic.
Dean says he was also into cement. He bought good prolet,
Proletariat.
can't pronounce it.
Proletariat.
Proletariat stock bullshit. Chevrolet says guarantee that the carpet does not match your face. Uncle Doc says curb rash, spoiler, bummer. Chevrolet says why don't you drive it?
This one, last time I drove it to the gas station, water started coming out somewhere on the side of the engine. So I need Mrs. Spec's help to record that and see where it's coming from while I'm inside the car trying to start it. But we drove it back. We drove it here 800 kilometers that night and ran really well. The tires are junk. The tires were junk when we were driving it back, and they're very expensive tires here. So that's another reason.
Dean says you never know the something until you make the match. Orville says yeah, most of all the purple people need an exorcist. Orville says that's a neat car.
It is a very nice car inside and out. Got a very nice interior. But I didn't see any freeze plugs where the water's coming out. I mean, the water is being pumped out from, it's an inline six, from the side of the head, right at the back of the engine. That's where I think it's coming from, which is why I need to get it started again and look at it closely, get the air cleaner off, get everything off, and see if I can get it fixed somehow. Because I really would like to drive the car. Unfortunately, the license plates on it are from Jalisco, and they just um, said that all of those plates are invalid now because all license plates have to have a QR code on them or something. Those are the plates that were put on the car when this car came into Mexico. This car has been in Mexico since the early 2000s, and but it is a very nice interior. It's got a wood steering wheel on it from an '84 Monte Carlo SS. I need to find a tilt wheel steering column for it because the one that's in it, it was a replacement that doesn't have tilt. And sitting out here in the sun, all of these orange stickers are fading, so it's starting to look not good. Yeah, the steering wheel came from one of these.
Dean says, I have a nice carriage free so can help Orville, but it's an extra killer. Orville says, yeah, you can fix it simple engine. Just say I can fix it and that's half the battle.
Yeah, I just have to know where the problem is coming from because it's like it's pumping all the water out from there. So, it's not like it has a huge hole in the side of the block or anything. The water is coming from someplace that I can fix.
Dean says, QR code. I remember the Bill Connolly song, QUER.
Now here's the rub on that. None of the police officers have a QR code reader.
Sorry?
And the QR code tells you the information from the plate and the owner of the car, which the numbers and letters on the plate would do the exact same thing. So I'm not understanding what it's all about. Why we have to change plates. I did see when, what was it, February, I checked the registration on that car and it was going to allow me to pay the registration for another year on that same plate. So I may do that when I have enough money. It's like 1,000, it's like 1,200 pesos or something to pay next year.
Orville says, no, you find leak. I ain't worried.
I got to put some gasoline down the carburetor. The starter needs a couple of shims in it because I don't like the way it sounds. But yeah, it was a pleasure driving that car. The biggest problem was we stopped in Culiacan, 2 hours from here, to visit my son and his mother, and she wanted to come back to our town that night. So she was sitting in the back seat, and the exhaust system on this car stopped in the middle of the car. They never put the pipe out to the back, so we were getting exhaust into the car, and it was in April, so it was kind of cold at night, and we were running with the windows down so we didn't choke out in the car. And she was in the back seat. We neither Mrs. Beck and I felt the cold air, but the air was just hitting her.
I felt the cold
directly.
Air.
No, it was going past us and hitting her.
Yeah, it was hitting her the most.
She didn't appreciate that. So as soon as I got back here, the first thing I did was take it over to my exhaust shop, and for a couple of bucks, they put a new pipe all the way out to the back of the car. So we don't have that problem anymore.
Dean says, don't you just add one egg, Orville, and mix it affected. One egg. Orville says,
No, it's not the radiator that's leaking.
Eggs I have on a junker once to get it moved, and cayenne pepper flakes. You added some salt and had a nice scrambled egg. When the English says that's not good.
Well, there was nothing we could do. She wanted to ride. She wanted a free ride back here, so that was the price she paid, being in the back seat.
I did told her to bring a jacket, and she did bring a jacket, but it was just too much freaking wind on the highway.
It was. I was doing 55, 60 miles an hour at nighttime. We don't drive at night anymore, so that wouldn't be an issue. And I certainly don't go to Culiacan anymore with all the violence that's going on there. But yeah, the car drove pretty well. I'm surprised that it was like, I don't know, the tires were like 13, 14 years old and cracked and everything else. So I'm surprised they held together. And I did have a spare tire with us. And if anything did happen, we could call the roadside assistance and they would come out and change the tire for us somehow. So yeah, I have that tire in the back, and it's not holding air anymore for some reason. But the you saw the on the rear of the car, they put a spoiler, to make it look like an AMS. Well, the keyhole for the rear hatch is underneath that spoiler. So the only way you can get into it is to push the button. There's an electric release in the glove box for the rear hatch. That's the only way you can open up the rear hatch. Overbill, I'm not going to sell the car. I can't remember 3 years ago how much I sold it for, but the guy has not contacted me since then. And I don't even want to go into the story, but I've never.
Oh, come on, you want to go into the story?
I've never dealt with so much mental illness in my life. I mean,
come on, you love the story.
No, I do not want to go into it. But he he starts off with, "I want to buy a whole bunch of cars from you,"
See, he wants to go into the story.
and then it's he sends me the money, and it doesn't hit my account right away. So then some other guy calls me on his behalf, saying, "You're a thief. You need to send his money back. This and that." I said, "Who are you?" And he keeps telling me, I'm talking. Well, I don't have any contract with you. I don't know who you are. So there's no reason for me to be talking to you. And then my client found out that he had stage 4 cancer, and his cat had cancer and everything because he lived in New Jersey, where there's this huge power plant or something there that was killing everybody in the area. And there's just story after story after story. And the guy that was calling me said, "Well, I'm in the military, and I'm going to be coming to your town, and I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that." So I got on the phone with TK's garage, TK, and I asked, "Hey, can you check this guy out? You got military connections. Go check this guy out and see if he's real or not." And he comes back and he says, "I have no idea who these people are. They're not in the military. They're not, whatever." So I said, "Okay, fine. Just so many things." So the main part of this is his money came in, hit my account. I told him, "The money's in my account. What do you want me to do?" He says, "Go get my spirit." His exact words, "Go get my spirit." So we took off and we went to the town and we bought the car, and we're in the hotel. We've got the car downstairs. We got all the documents and everything. And he keeps sending me things saying, "Give me my money back. I want this. I want that." I've got your cards downstairs. So, after a little while, I didn't hear anything from him again. So I'm assuming that he's not with us anymore because of his stage 4 cancer. But that was 3 years ago. And how long do I need to store somebody's car before, I just say, "Hey, I'm going to have to just keep it."
If he does show up, he owes me a lot on storage.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Our bill says, "Oh, I love the old wagons." Our bill
That would
says,
be a neat car to build, overbuilt. The 62 wagon. Did you see how straight the front end is and the grill? That is really hard to find.
our bill says, "Big crazy people are out here." And then says, "I have a inspector, but I worked psychiatric care for 11 years, but I'm not boasting."
I don't want to deal with people like that.
He says, "I saw that guy on Four Eye Pride. He was messed up." Uncle Doc says, "It's why I quit YouTube. The people drove me insane." Orville says, "Yeah, if he was sick, mine goes sadly. Keep it its only right."
We've been storing it for 3 years, and I put money into it, and I got to keep it running, the battery and everything else. So, well, there's no. I don't need the mechanics lien at Uncle Duck. I have the documents. It was never signed over to him. So, Mrs. Spec wants to drive the car, which I need to get the air conditioning fixed, and I took it over to the air conditioning shop because there's a hose or something that needs to be replaced, and the fan needs to be fixed correctly, and it needs a full charge. The whole service. And he said that would be about 3,000 pesos.
Maybe I can
So
raise Shelby on the non-national.
yeah, getting that car there would be interesting. You could be in the 6-cylinder category.
Hmm.
Yeah, but letting the car sit here all this time, that's all these new problems crop up. I got it running again, and then I take it to the gas station, and there's just this huge line of water behind me, and I get over here, and it's just pumping water out from the side of the engine, not the block, right up by the head. So I don't know where it's coming from because I didn't really pay much attention to it. That's why it's been sitting in exactly the same spot. But my buddy's going to need to rebuild the suspension because I see one tire is facing one way and the other tire is facing more straight. But he's got a front end shop, so I get really good deals from him.
Orville says, "Yes, I like it. Price wagon. Want to know the price of the wagon? Do you know the price of the wagon?
Hmm?
Do you know the price of the wagon?"
I'd have to go look at it. Can you send me an email? And I got to get a lot of information on it because if it runs and drives, or how I would transport it. It is a slant 6, and I think it's a 3 on the tree.
Is it the real Mexican Spec or just real Mexican Spec?
Mexican Spec real.
That's what I wasn't sure.
Yeah. You're stage 4, Uncle Duck? Is it something that that you're getting treatment for? Overbuilt. It says, "Darn mechanic work is costly. Glad I do all my stuff. I could afford nothing if I hired it out." Well, my mechanic comes to my house, and what I pay him is it averages out to about $20 an hour. You know, so he could be here working all day, and I'm giving him 800 pesos or something. So it's cheap here compared to what you guys have to pay. Uncle Doug says head gasket or head freeze plug, you'll find it. Yeah, I just got to get back out there and and look for it. And I was out there cleaning the backyard today, and I saw under the Fury proof that she moved.
What you saw?
The transmission leak puddle is no longer under the middle of her transmission, underneath the transmission. The transmission is now moved to the side, and the puddle where it leaked from the transmission is now in a different position. So the car did move.
Okay.
We have to go put the cover on her and do the video.
Okay. Um, Dean says, "Yeah, it's rough. Like you're here, Uncle Doug."
Yeah, we're all glad you're here, Uncle Duck.
Uncle Doug is thinking, fight the good fight. Orville says, Mexican Spec, KYB shocks. Man, only buy that brand. Japan made last a long time. Dean says, my adopted mother-in-law, I care for each. Uncle Doug says, yes, and more on its way. Orville says, 20 an hour, A plus plus plus. Now I can swing that, but here fuckers are nuts.
That's right. It seems over there they want every customer to pay their full month's bills on every invoice. So it's 1,000 here, 1,000 there. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Dean says, thanks for being here and with Dead Dodge Garage and Buffet Campo. It's a pleasure.
But this is an old school mechanic, and he's not the best with brakes. I found out many times. He'll replace everything, and I just need to check his work because I can do the stuff myself, but my arthritis does not allow me to get out there and do it anymore. And even that, leaning over the car to do it just hurts my back even more than my hands hurt. But I'll figure out the black one myself. And but he's been working on my cars over there. Yeah, it's been well over 20 years. He was an old school mechanic when I met him over 20 years ago. So yeah, that's an average. Like he can work here all day and it'll be 800, 900 pesos or so, something like that, all day long. So it's not bad at all. And then we have my friend that owns the tire shop and suspension shop, and again, the labor rate that he pays is not super high, so his prices are very reasonable as well, as is the air conditioning shop. Like for example, we just took my Durango over there because the air wasn't cooling at idle, and he rushed right over to the car. He put the gauges on it. It was a little bit low. He put some Freon in it, and that was 300 pesos. So that was like $17.50 to charge the system back up to where it's supposed to be. And I've been using him for well over 20 years. So he's done a lot of cars for me. He did Lester LeSaber's. He got Lester LeSaber's air conditioning working in his Fairmont, and that whole air box, the HVAC box, was destroyed. He had to rebuild parts of it, and to make it work. They did a lot of work on that, but the bill did not come to anywhere near what an air shop would charge over there.
Continue.
So I prefer to deliver the cars that I sell to the Nogales border because I can bring them here. We can, if we have to install seat belts or we have to change the oil or whatever, we can do it here, and then they get a better car over there. When I drive it south to Veracruz to ship it over to Florida, I don't have any trusted people that I know in any of those areas to get anything done. So, okay, overbuilt. I'll look for it when I get over there, and I'll look up the information on the car tomorrow. Because tonight we have a few shows to watch after this, and then we have all the
Right.
trash in the house to take out, and we have a kitty butt to spank.
No.
Yes, at least he's asleep. Overbuilt. From Proton Mail, look for Sansui. Okay, okay, no problem. I'm not getting a lot of emails on that, a lot of messages on the email, even though I have it all over my website and everything. So people aren't sending me messages right now. Dean says Steve Mañante's car says car guys can elevate arthritis to carthritis, special condition. Yeah, I've got it all. My cars have carthritis too, all of them, sitting out here in the back, rusting away. The Magnum 500s that I bought on eBay, I think, yeah, they rusted within a year. They started rusting within a year being here. So you can't stop that stuff. I mean, that's it's a huge reason why I don't buy these cars and bring them here to offer them for sale, because I don't want them sitting in this salty air here. Where they are, where the owners have them, they're safer, and they're in the majority of them are in areas that don't have a rust problem, and I don't want them coming into an area that has a rust problem. He sent a Jaguar pic from pics 2 years old, the same car, just a little other, an interior ripped out to do the floors. Yeah. In 1998, a friend of mine and I bought a new Jaguar. What the hell was it? It was the convertible, but I don't think it had the 12-cylinder engine in it. It was the round one. And Ford owned it at the time, so I didn't really see a problem buying a Jaguar. But for what we paid for that thing and then used, I mean, the prices have come down to absolutely nothing on those. I don't remember the name of the car. XJS, was it? XJS. You remember the car show that we went to in Wasabe where we brought Gustavo and his kids?
Yes.
Okay, there was a Jaguar sitting right near us that had a Chevy V8 under the hood. I think it was right behind us actually. That's the kind of car that Overbuilt is buying is building.
It says Law 75 to 79 X body 4.1 liter inline. It says XJS 3.6 drop head.
75 to 79 X body 4.1 liter inlines. Well, the 75 is very different from the 79.
Arable says, yeah, the resin Jaguar rusted was the door seals leaked and lots of sound um, getting held water only in floor, nowhere more.
Well, our car was new, so we weren't really worried about that, and we were in Las Vegas, so wasn't really worried about a whole lot of rain. But it was a beautiful driving car. It drove really nice. I would not want to use one though.
Arable says, I do not do convertibles. Never like them much. I am all an oddball like that.
I've never liked convertibles either, but I've had a lot of them. The old ones. For some reason, when I was in Vegas and I kept buying in cars, more cars, more cars, more cars. Every convertible I had was the second to last year that they made them, and I had a 71 LTD convertible. 72 was the last year. 69 Mercury Marquis convertible. 70 was the last year. 74 Old Delta 88 convertible. 75 was the last year. What other convertible did I have? 72 Cougar convertible. 73 was the last year. That was never a plan. It just worked out like that. I didn't go looking for certain years. whatever I came across, I would buy it. It just worked out that way. So that's how life is. I think I had a few others too that were the same. But anyway, are we about time? We about time to get out of here?
Sure. Why are you losing so much hair when I brush you?
I don't know, but it's flying around, so stop touching him. Okay, guys, we appreciate everybody here tonight. You stayed longer, watched the same cars twice. This T-top Mustang is an interesting one because I've never seen T-tops in Mexico, so I don't know who put them in there or if they leak. Well, I'm gonna assume they leak. They all do, but
He says they are not fragile as Aston Martins or TVRs. Jaguar got most things sorted out after 1980. The John Egan and Ford ownerships era was good. Our bill says, yeah, simple cars to work on once you study it a bit. Got oddball and lock brakes so that get ripped out and upgraded with a Volkswagen part. Lots of silly, simple stuff one can do.
mm-hmm.
Orville says, I may not run anti-lock at all. There's someone says riding convertibles is fun, but I go for a car with ordinary steel top.
I have a convertible sitting in the backyard, a 65 Wildcat, tops down. The interior is filled up with leaves that I have to get out. And now there's a chicken sitting on eggs in the trunk of my car. A hen sitting on eggs in the trunk of my car.
Orville says, drink too much here to on and up into a car.
If you have wash and wear interior, just put the top down and enjoy it.
When the English is leaving, the later I got to work tomorrow.
Okay, Wendy, thank you for being here. We're going to get off too. So thank you, everybody. We will see you next time. And if we go to buy another vehicle, we'll take you with us again. So good night.
Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Orville, for being our mod this time.
Because Mrs. Spec was looking for somebody to be a mod in here.
Yeah. Good night. Bye bye.